is it so hard to let you go? Let you is it so hard to let you go? Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started.
Hello and welcome everybody to the Streamline Minor League Tournament. I am your caster Pond, and I am being joined today by Fish. It'll be my first time casting with him. And Fish, how's it going today, man?
My day's pretty good, honestly. Gotta say, really enjoyed that pre-game warm-up we just had there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of pre-game caster warm-ups that we get through. Today we are going to be seeing Team Heat play CS Team Waha. Two very strong teams. Team Heat playing a little bit more of that strat-heavy team, more intel-heavy. Team Waha is just one of those teams of, I'd say, rabid gunners that run around, click heads, take names, take rounds. So I'm really looking forward to today's matchup. And Fish, do you have any intel coming in on either of these teams? I don't know if we had talked a little bit about that before the game.
Well, from what I've heard is that one's aggressive, one isn't as aggressive. So I think I don't really know who to choose from. I'll probably just go against my co-caster here just to get some rivalry going, but we'll see.
Yeah, because I'm really looking forward to seeing. I mean, if we're gonna do some early round predictions, I'm gonna go with CS Team Waha. They were a very aggressive team. I really liked their play style, and we didn't get to see Team Heat go up against I don't want to say not a formidable opponent, but it must not have been Sang Freud's game that day. Sang Freud wasn't playing super great, and Team Heat really capitalized off that. And we got to see Maha play against Astro. And Astro is a very, very solid team, but Maha was able to get the better of it. So moving forward, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing these two teams play, but I'm going to give the advantage to Maha.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go with Team Heat then. Get a little bit of friendly competition going here. And we want to hear exactly what you guys think in the chat right now. So, who are you going with, Team Waha or Team Heat?
Believe we should have a poll coming up for what the audience believes the winner is going to be, and let's talk a little bit about maps. I know in the Seas region we see a lot of Clubhouse played, but what are you expecting to see played today? I mean, with how aggressive Maha is, I could definitely see us playing Coastline, and maybe we can get the first console of the tournament in. What are your thoughts there?
Well, I feel like, yeah, with an aggressive team, you might see a more open map that allows for quick rotation and like a bunch of different strategies. So Clubhouse not being that open and kind of having like 3 main pushes for each side, I don't think we'll be seeing that from Team Waha. I feel like that's going to be one of their bans.
Yeah, and I think we're going to be moving on to the map ban phase right now. Again, I do agree with that point. And something I think I'd love to see out of these two teams is I'd love to see a theme park pick. I always love seeing theme park played, or a cafe Dostoevsky. I pronounced it right this time. And I think that either of those maps coming in, especially with Waha's more aggressive play style, I think that they'd be able to be a little bit more free on defense on Dostoevsky. And Team Heat would be able to play a little bit more of a conservative strat heavy approach. And as I say that, Maha is going to take Consulate off the board first. And the second pick will be coming in from Team Heat. And Consulate off the board, not very surprising. Haven't seen Consulate played a whole ton in this region. A majority of our matches are played on Clubhouse. We have seen Oregon played a few times. We've seen Cafe played a few times. I'd say it'd be Clubhouse, then Cafe, and then probably a tie between Oregon and Coastline. But yeah, I think that the play style that fits the best with how Team Waha plays would definitely be a Coastline game. And as I say that, Team Heat is going to take Villa off the board. That does leave us with Theme Park, Oregon, Cafe, Coastline, and Clubhouse. That Clubhouse pick's still sitting there all menacingly. And just a reminder for some of our viewers out there, we do play with a Pro League map pool. So we aren't playing, with the addition of the new map pool, we aren't going to be seeing any bank being played or any border being played.
Well, as I say that, I was gonna say I was gonna be excited to see some Oregon play, but that's just been taken off by Waha. Oregon is like a really fun map just to watch play out, especially by an aggressive team like that, just rushing in straight through construction or something and just getting that quick plant off in the basement.
Yeah, and with the new reworked Oregon, it creates more opportunities for the attack to set up their attacks. The original Oregon, you just take control of Big Tower, you take control of Lobby, you do a roam clear on the opposite side to where the objective is, and then you'd collapse in. It was really just a checklist attack, and it wasn't very dynamic. As we're talking, Theme Park's gonna come off the board, so that leaves Cafe, Coastline, and Clubhouse. All 3 being maps that we see quite a bit of in the tournament. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cafe played. I'd love to see some Cafe played. And Fish, I gotta ask you, what's your favorite map to play on?
My favorite map, I think, definitely has to be Coastline, because there's so many different strategies that you can do to like sort of maneuver your team, and with the quick rotation, it allows for it to be a very, very balanced map with most of the sites in the game.
Yeah, and my favorite thing about Coastline is that you don't necessarily have to bring a hard breacher. It is recommended to have a Habana, especially to open up some of the walls in billiards, but you don't have to necessarily have to bring a hard breacher. And as we're talking, we will be going to Clubhouse for today's
Wow.
match against Team Heat and Team Waha. This is a map we've seen a bunch of. Team Heat played very well against they played very well against Sangfroid on Clubhouse, and I believe I don't think Waha had played on Clubhouse, so I think it's going to be new for them. But Waha is going to be starting out on attack, and Team Heat is going to be starting out on defense.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, Clubhouse, an interesting map just to watch play out, especially when a lot of sites are very put in the favor of the defenders, which is like one of the known things about this map. So seeing an aggressive attacking team like Maha, from what I've been told, that I'm interested to see how this unfolds.
Yeah, and we're waiting for some of the players to come into the lobby now. And I gotta ask, what operator bans do you think we'll be seeing coming out? I know me and whoever I'm co-casting with, we usually talk about some of the bans that we expect to come in. What are some of the bans that you're expecting to come in for Clubhouse?
Well, for me, the two most common that I see is the Thatcher and the Maverick, just because of that one CC wall. Getting it open can completely change the outcome of one round. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see this Thatcher ban, but the meta has sort of shifted from the previous seasons, and we are seeing more of a Maverick ban now, but we'll see how this goes. On the defensive side, though, I'm thinking that the Kaid ban is going to be there just because of how hard it is to Maverick while there is a Cade, because you need to use up all his gas canisters just to open that one wall.
Yeah, and
what do you think
definitely,
the map ends are going to be?
So, it really depends. We do see that I definitely am expecting to see a Thatcher ban, but that second operator, it kind of shifts. I mean, for me personally, I like to get the Maverick off the board. I think Maverick's the most powerful operator when it comes to opening up that CC wall. I mean, for how I personally play it, I play Sledge primarily on attack on this map. And when I go to open up that wall, I'll just grenade the charges from below and then push into Catwalk. But yeah, I definitely like to see the Maverick. But we also get to see Montang taken off a little bit because Montang is very powerful, especially when attacking Gym Bedroom, and especially when attacking CC Cash, because if you get that Montang up onto the rafters, that's it. That is rafters control, even if you have a player playing up there. And we do get to see Chase playing from Team Heat. He was the primary player playing on rafters in Team Heat's game, and he went, I believe, 9-0 playing on rafters on defense. He absolutely held down that position. So having the Montang on the board, it allows for the attack to put a lot of pressure on that catwalk control. And as soon as you get catwalk control, if you take control of construction or you take control of the CC wall, that opens you up immediately for a plant, and that's almost complete site control. On the defensive side of things, I'm expecting to see an Echo ban. We do see Mira taken out a decent bit. I don't think Mira's as strong on Clubhouse as she is on other maps like Oregon or Cafe, but we do get to see Mira taken out a little bit, and I'm expecting to see I'm expecting the bans to be 2 of the 3 coming from Mira, Echo, and Valkyrie. Or my apologies, not Mira. I don't think we'll be seeing a Mira ban. I'm expecting to see either a Kaid, Echo, or Valkyrie ban.
So let me ask you this then. So with those being your ideal operator bans, what do you think one of the defensive teams that we're going to see, what do you think the lineup on the defense is going to be for the first round here?
It really depends on the site. We get to see, I believe, Team Heat on defense first, if I'm not mistaken. and they really don't run a a static defense. I like to call it, where you see some teams play the same defensive operators every single round. If we do see if Kaid's on the board, we're definitely going to see Chaser playing the Kaid. DZ will more likely than not be playing that aggressive roamer. Cypher and Scrapper. Cypher and Scrapper play. I'm trying to remember their play styles. I wasn't able to get a VOD reviewing yesterday. For those of you like the update, my town in the U.S. got hit by a northeastern, so I've been without power and Wi-Fi until like last night. So I'm expecting to see Chaser playing that. I'm expecting to see Chaser playing that aggressive anchor role, and he does very well with it. On the attack, it'll be Rax and Mello playing that aggressive fragging role.
Well, for me, I feel like I wouldn't know of like an actual team just because a lot of teams play differently, but there's some ops that you are almost like guaranteed to see, and one of those is definitely Smoke on CC, because once they get that breach hole on the CC balcony, Smoke is so vital, so they don't just plant in that doorway. And then another one that we're going to see is a Bandit or a Cade for the anti-breach, and then maybe even a Wumai, just because you can put that shield to block the doorway from getting Zofia stunned. And then you have a guy that can play up on rafters who has a good gun and can stop projectiles from going up there.
Yeah, but one of the caveats to that is, especially when teams are playing in Church Arsenal, you don't necessarily need to bring a smoke. A lot of times you can opt to go for a Maestro, and actually that does open up the possibility of a Maestro ban. I don't know if I'll have to see what the attacker bans are to get a better idea of how they're going to ban on the defense, but Maestro plays very well in Church Arsenal, especially when teams know how to impact trick the hatch. They're able to stop that hatch, kitchen hatch from being opened up. And so a lot of teams will opt to bring a Maestro instead of a Smoke. But Smoke, I would say, for the upstairs objectives, is a must-have op, especially with his smoke canisters, his very, very powerful his very, very powerful shotgun, his very powerful sidearm being the SMG-11, and his shield is almost necessary in order to hold the CC cache objective.
All right. Well, I think we're just waiting on a few more players here, so we're just going to take a really quick break, and we will see everybody back here in just a few minutes.
Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. We are going to be moving into the round, and I'm going to let Fish take over for our first attacker ban.
All right, so the first ban coming here from Team Heat, my team, that I decided to choose. So let's see who they're going to pick off the board. And the Thatcher ban, one of the most obvious bans you're going to see here, just for that one CC wall, and a few other walls, but I think Master Balcony wall. Second ban going to Team Waha.
Yeah, I'm expecting either the Montang or the Maverick off the board. Sometimes we see Capital, but it's usually going to be one of those two. And as I say that, it will be the Maverick off the board. Moving on to the defensive bans, I because we have no Mozzie and we have no Thatcher, I believe we are going to be seeing a Kaid ban and an Echo ban. If I had to make an expert opinion, it's going to be those two ops.
So I'm interested to see with the Montang not being off the board if he's going to be brought or if he's just going to be left alone for this game. Because he can change the outcome of a round like that. It's not like you bring a Montang and this can happen. You bring a Montang and this will happen.
Yeah. And as we were talking, Kaid's going to be off the board, and a Mira ban. That is very surprising. They're leaving the Echo on the board, and Echo is a very strong operator on Clubhouse. Very curious pick there by Team Heat, but we are going to be moving on to our first round. And yeah, I do agree with you. I mean, Montang does require quite a bit of skill to use, but if you have a skilled Montang, he can completely change a game. We are looking at our initial lineups coming in, and
There's
it looks
that
like
smoke and the Wamai pick that I was talking about earlier because from what I've seen from playing is that Wamai is going to be playing up on the rafters and Smoke's going to hold Cash and sort of throw his smokes over onto Breach from the next room.
And the Montang pick will be coming out, but it will be quickly 6-pick on to the Zofia. So no, we aren't going to be seeing any Montang play, but we do also have a 6-pick onto the Valkyrie, which is very interesting, especially knowing that the IQ is on the board. IQ is able to kind of bait out some of that utility. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Our first defensive site is going to be CC Cash, and yeah, I'm interested to see how they end up playing that Wamai, because with the Maestro on the board, we do actually see a lot of teams elect to opening up the west CC wall and having the Maestro play up there, and then having the Wamai playing closer to Cash, because it's a little bit of a safer position, or we get to see them play both the Wamai and the Maestro on rafters. So again, will be interesting to see how these teams opt to play it. And one thing I do kind of want to point out is there is no breach denial on the board.
Yeah, it does look like how they mainly went for a more sort of intel projectile denial, and then they obviously have that smoke to prevent people from just kind of rushing into sight. So very, very different lineup than you normally see. Normally see a bandit pick with that Kaid ban, or a mute pick, but we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, and they're not opting. I mean, they aren't opting for any breach denial, but it looks like Team Heat also isn't opting to hold the breach at all. They don't have any of their shields set up to
Is that
contest.
wall soft? Pawns? Did they leave that wall soft?
I don't know. They might have, actually.
I think they might have left it soft.
They left the
wall soft. Huh.
One of my
That's
favorite
something
things
different.
One of my favorite things about casting in APAC is you get to see some more off-meta approaches to sites, but that is an interesting choice, to say the least. And they don't have any shields to contest the wall either, but it looks like I don't think CS called out that the wall was soft. They're going for a strong very strong construction push right now. It looks like they have one outside of CC window, and they have one player trying to do a roam clear from below. And our first pick is going to be Scrapper onto Rax, playing the IQ, and Rax reloading at the wrong time, and Scrapper pushing through. But he's quickly going to be traded off with a nice little pick from the Zofia. Mello playing that very well. And it's going to be 4-4, moving into the last minute 10 in the round.
No skill, obviously using the good use of that skeleton key by making many rotates and holes for his team there, just kind of running around, trying to get that bottom floor control and sort of do some vertical play here from below. Oh, and he's going to get that quick pick. And that's going to be Chaser out.
Yeah, Maestro being taken off the board now. He's not going to be able to use any of his utility. Eagle Eye's going to rotate back into sight. It looks like we are going to be seeing Eagle Eye taken out from below. No Skill playing very well in that vertical play. DZ playing in CC over by Red. And Cypher trying to get a cheeky little rotate down there in order to flank the teams, but he's not going to be able to get any. It's going to be all left on to DZ. He's going to be seen by Mello. Is he going to be able to win the gunfight? We're going to be having the diffuser go down. His location is going to be known, and he is going to be taken out very quickly there by Mello with the pistol. That is going to be round 1 for the attack.
I gotta say, Mello really showed his skill that round, getting 3 kills, two very quick picks onto Scraper and onto Cypher. But yeah, very well played by him, and then obviously getting the final kill onto DZ. And alibi picks. That's something that I haven't really seen too often, just because alibi does have a great gun with a high fire rate, a little bit of low damage, but also the lack of utility she brings. It's really only those impacts and the prismas, which don't really trick people that often anymore, especially in this level of playing.
Yeah, and it looks like the teams are going to be opting, if my memory serves me correctly, and something we love talking about, this is going to be an SSG defense having the Vigil, and I'm assuming the Vigil and the Mute playing upstairs, and they more so opted to bring that, Scrapper on the alibi because she has the impacts, but it looks like she's going to use both of her impacts very early on. Curious pick there. I mean, you typically want to use those impacts for the impact tricking, but it looks like they're going to be playing the Legion from below with his impact nades, and they're going to be playing Scrapper. I'm assuming maybe possibly on the roam as well, but yeah, it looks like we are going to be seeing a very strong off-site push, but this is something that it's a little bit curious for Team Heat to go for because Team Waha is very aggressive. They have arguably the best fragger in our tournament with Mello. If they understand that they're going to be playing majority off-site, they're just going to rush. They're just going to rush stock, they're going to rush stock, they're going to rush dirt, and they're going to get immediate control of site, and that looks like what they're opting to do.
Well, the Eagle Eye on this Vigil here, playing up in bar, a very common spot to see a Vigil being used, but I haven't really seen it combined with the castle too much, but honestly, that's a very good idea just because you break those castle barricades and you have no sort of intel about what's inside just because of Vigil's availability. That's what I feel like makes him one of the strongest roamers in the game.
Yeah, and teams will actually opt to have that Vigil and the Mute Jammers playing upstairs to make it an absolute nightmare to drone out. And those castle barricades, one playing on pool and one preventing the peek in from main lobby. We see teams opt to do that because it cuts off the lines of sight, the quick lines of sight that the attack can take. Now as we're talking about this, Nexus is going to rush right into sight. Cypher quickly trading out his teammate.
Oh. Quick double push and a refrag here onto Cypher from Mello. Mello having sight control now.
Yeah, they have total sight control. It's going to be the roamers that are going to have to retake sight. The diffuser is going to be going down from Mello, but as I say that, it is going to be Rax taking 3 players off the board total that round, and it is going to be won by the attack. They did exactly what I had mentioned before. They got control of blue, they got control of dirt, they pushed right in, and it was up to the roamers to retake site, but they were not able to do so.
Wow, I gotta say, that was a very quick rush and skillful play there. Like, I feel like a lot of teams, when losing a couple of guys on a rush, will sort of back up and not keep going, but obviously they lost. Somebody picked out Nexus, and it was just Mello right there on that roof rag, instantly had sight control. Like, a lot of guys that I know would have pushed in, see that guy die, and stayed in dirt and just waited to get their pick off. But no, these guys just keep going.
Yeah, and that is very common in a higher level of play. You see Nexus rush in, get a quick pick, and he's quickly traded off. But that quick pick to make it a 4-4 situation is really to kind of disrupt the defense. He's trying to take out a defender playing from a specific line of sight, and by doing so, it opens up. Mello. Like, he took out the player playing behind AKs. And it opened up the line of sight for players to rush down blue. And doing that, yes, he traded off his life, and it was kind of an equal, it was kind of an equal trade, but in the end of the round, he opened up more for the rest of his team. He was able to open up for blue in order to my apologies. I am just fumbling over my words right now. He was able to open up his team to push down blue. He got control of dirt, and by doing so, the team was able to get a few quick picks, make it a 3-3 situation, but because the other 3 defenders were off site, it was the attackers favored right there. So very, very well done by them. And something I do want to point out, not gameplay wise and probably not of any importance, we do see No Skill playing here with that Arctic skin on his AR right there, and that is just an absolute beautiful skin. I'm pretty sure that is accounting for his 2 kills there. It adds about 10 points of style and 20% headshot percent increase. So absolutely loving that skin and loving his play style.
I have to say, yeah, don't worry about it being early, man. We're 2 American casters, you know, it's still relatively early for us. So everybody go easy on us. And that nice black ice skin when oh, Scrapper, an insane kill onto No Skill. Wow. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I was going with that with the black ice skin. That's does definitely increases your headshot ratio.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, that is the skin on his assault rifle is actually not the black ice, but it's the year 1 season 1 skin Arctic, and I believe
It's not.
Eagle Eye from Heat is also playing with that Arctic skin, and it's an absolute beautiful skin. But we need to talk about Scrapper's nice little peek there onto No Skill. He pre-fired the vertical hole, and as we were talking about that, Cypher and Scrapper are able to pick up from some of that slack, and it looks like that is going to be a flawless round by the defense. They got a lot more aggressive. They played a little bit more of a turtle defense, which played directly countering that aggressive attacking style, and absolutely won that round for them.
I think that Scrapper's early pick on No Skill with that vertical definitely helped him out. But wow, wasn't that just an amazing shot with the quick peek onto him? I'm just watching it over right now on the stream. It's a really nice shot by Scrapper.
Yeah, and also I think that the initial C4 onto triple GG that also really opened up a lot, because that put them at an early man advantage, and it took out the Habana. So I mean, they were able to eventually get that hatch open, but at that point, now you lost the ability to also get open both blue and moto hatch. So you're having only the thermite on the board. You lose all of your hatch potential, and you aren't able to have the thermite push down main stairs and open up church, so it really limits how the attack can push the site.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Team Heat playing very, very good that round, especially for this being such a advanced team that knows how to play like the way that they're playing, and that was a really good way of adapting to how they were playing that.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing a CC defense now, and it looks like they are actually going to be opting to reinforce that CC wall, which we did not see last time. Curious choice, and it's interesting to see that they blow open all of the holes that they did. Typically, you want to blow open the holes if you're that as a direct counter to a Maverick. Having those holes open on the wall makes it a little bit harder and more finicky for the Maverick torch to work. Or if you want to play a bandit and bandit trick the wall. But there's no Thatcher or Bandit, or there's no Thatcher on the board, there's no Maverick on the board, and they aren't opting to bring a Bandit. So opening up those holes doesn't do much of an advantage for them, but again, we will see. Looks like Cypher might be disconnecting, and it looks like he is going to disconnect. The team can call rehost if they want, but they also can play out the round, as Cypher being kind of a critical player off the board, especially because of the Wamai discs, he isn't going to be able to play down a lot of his utility.
Oh, yeah, well, surprisingly, and here comes Cypher, just joining us back. So one thing I wanted to talk about was we're either seeing the mute pick this time just to be used as that anti-breach, but I feel like the reason that mute and smoke are picked so much on the site is because his shotgun is almost like vital just to be able to shape sight the way that he can. There's not another shotgun in the game that you have to bring that you can do that. The Supernova can do that, but you don't bring the Supernova, right? It's that M90. I can't remember the gun name right now, but yeah, that
M870.
shotgun helps us. Yeah, M870. That one is pretty much vital, especially on that site, just for making your rotates and everything.
Yeah, and it looks like we are going to be seeing a potential encounter now between Scrapper and Eagle Eye and those two attackers. Rax being a little bit more cautious. Scrapper playing off of his intel, which is kind of interesting to see that those cams are still on because Rax does have those. Or my apologies, that scanner that would be able to pick out some of that utility, but the team seem to have stagnated a little bit. They aren't getting very aggressive on their picks. It looks like the attackers are trying to gain control, but the defenders are delaying them quite a bit with their roam game. We are going to be seeing No Skill go in now to try and open up some vertical holes. He was very powerful playing that vertical,
No Skill.
That vertical gameplay last time.
No Skill lose like very low on health here, so it's an easy pick off. And if Heat can get this pick off, then that could tie up the round completely because nobody on Heat had taken any damage. But that's going to be, as I say, that Chaser taken out. Going to put it in a 3v5 situation.
And it looks like Scrapper does have intel where No Skill is playing. He has the Valkyrie cam on them, but Nexus is going to push into sight, and the diffuser is going to be going down. Mello getting a third kill, a fourth kill, and that's going to be it.
Wow.
It's
Mello with the 3 kills, clutching up for his team there.
Mello, a very talented fragger. He was able to get that first pick onto Chaser, and that really opened up a lot for their team. And I know that they were one man down, not having Cypher on the board, and Cypher being one of the best players on Team Waha made it a little bit harder, but they didn't opt to go to the rehost. And yeah, I mean, a very, very curious round. It was definitely a change of pace from Team Waha. They opted to slow things down a little bit. They saw that their aggressive play style wasn't working well for them last time, so they opted to say, hey, we're going to try and slow it down a little bit. We're going to try and gain control instead. And changing up that pace does show how flexible they are as a team. I'm very impressed with the way that they are playing.
Yeah, I have to say that too. I feel like Team Heat, though, just needs a little bit of work on adapting to how their pushes are coming in, and they probably should have called for the rehost last time just to give them a better fighting chance, but instead opted to do it in a 4v5 situation, which is taking a chance, so that was good of them, but at the same time, could have helped them out just to have that 5th player there, and maybe could have changed the odds just a little bit. Gonna obviously see, so Wamai and the Mace are going to reinforce the bottom of Garage. The bottom of Garage is getting reinforced just because of the sledge grenade trick, where anybody trying to bandit trick can be grenaded from the sledge hole all the way above Catwalk. Just going to throw the grenade up there, and it'll eliminate anybody trying to trick that. But instead, Mace are going to use and reinforce that workshop wall. That workshop wall being the only one that is the only other outside wall next to the CC. Okay, looks like you have Cypher playing on top of Catwalk here. This easily stops the push from Garage because any team having Catwalk control can really mess up the way that you play because it doesn't allow you to bandit trick. Doesn't allow you to have control on side stair because you just get peeks right away. Eagle Eye down in Bar. Bar is not somewhere where you normally see a Jaeger play. I would say if you're going to see somebody play downstairs, it's going to be a Vigil. And one easy pick coming on Raxano onto Eagle Eye, who is trying to play Bathroom. Scrapper, just here in main entrance, going to try and get that quick peek onto the girl in Bar. He knows that they're there, just doesn't know where they are. Gets droned out. Gonna take a little bit of damage there from that G8. G8 being one of the best guns in the game. Sitting there at bottom of Catwalk. Hopefully gonna rotate up.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be sitting at about 1 HP, and his position got very quickly droned out, and they acted very fast on that. It looks like Mello is going to finally finish him off. I think that was a wallbang. Very, very well done by Mello. Mello doing a lot for his team right now. And it looks like the attackers are gaining the site control they want, and this turtle defense on CC hasn't been playing out very well for Team Heat so far. They try and hold. I mean, they're trying to hold Raptors. They try and play 2 players downstairs. Oh, Cypher just missing that shot, and Rack's able to take him out. And it's going to be left on a 2v. It's going to be a 2v5 situation. Not looking really great for the defenders right now.
Yeah, well, regardless of what was going to happen there, you could have seen Mello trying to cheat his way into bottom of garage there. So whoever was playing down there would have been dead. Anyway. And that's going to be the round from Waha. That G8 just cleaning up the round there. That gun has a lot of problems. Oh, no, it was a C8. It was a C8, but that G8, one of the best guns in the game at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like Rax had tried to get the pick, whiffed his shots, and DZ with a nice little flick there, but that flick was not enough. No skill able to finish out that round, and quickly traded out his teammate there. But curious choice there. I mean, it looks like the roam game hasn't been coming. The roam game hasn't been very fruitful for the defense so far. Their roamers get taken out very early on. CS Mwaha plays more of a run and gun style, but something interesting to note is that Mello, I don't know if you've noticed, plays back in sight and drones out for his team, which is curious to see as the entry fragger. It looks like this team is playing a little bit of a modified entry fragger approach. They seem to have their entry play back, gain the intel they want, and as soon as the team starts to get map control where they want it, they kind of send in Mello as like the cleanup man. And I really like that play style personally. It's definitely not something you see a lot of teams do in a competitive play, but yeah, Mello's been doing a lot for his team, and not to discredit the rest of the team. No Skill and Rax have also been playing super well. Nexus has been playing his utility very well. But yeah, Mello's been doing it all. That 8-1 scoreline on attack is something, I mean, crazy to see, especially as we have one more round. This is the last round before they switch over to defense.
Yeah, well, we see Scrapper here on that pulse play, which is something I find very interesting. Mainly for the fact that, number one, you're on a basement site, and you're playing Pulse to deny a plant and stuff, but also the fact that Pulse is mainly, there hasn't been any plants. There's nothing really to deny here from that, but he also does prove as an excellent source of intel, but just playing him on a basement site is something that I haven't really seen too often.
I might disagree with that. I mean, I think Pulse is actually strongest on basement sites when there's a soft wall above him, and they're playing. I mean, the more curious thing is they're only playing one C4. Typically, you see Pulse play with multiple C4s, but he can be used to deny a hard breacher from pushing in, and he can be used to deny whatever player is trying to push in from kitchen. And rather than playing on plant denial, they opt to have DZ play the smoke for plant denial.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's a very valid point. I mean, me only being a silver 5, so a lot of these strats are very new to me. But yeah, I can see how that can work too. People are going to try and get out of the window here, going to miss, just dealing no damage at all to triple just outside of there, and Scrapper's going to get taken out by that vertical, by no skill there.
Yeah, and very, very curiously done. No skill playing very well on the vertical play, and having Scrapper off the board I think is going to be a little bit of a detriment to the team. Scrapper was able to get 3 picks last time and opened up a lot for his team. He's been one of the better players on this Church Arsenal defense. But yeah, it looks like they're going to be going for dirt control. Looks like they do have control of kitchen, and I believe they might be having a player push down. Nope, they aren't having anybody push down blue. So they're going to go for a full Arsenal take. They're going to have Mello pushing in right now. He sees the shield. I don't know if he has the utility to deal with the shield. If he does, I think he might be sitting on it. Yes, he does have the utility to deal with the shield. But it looks like they might go for a utility clear. There's the utility clear. there's the drone clear. He's baiting out one of the smokes, so now that's only one smoke. That's only one smoke left. He's denying it, but I don't know if he's going to deny it for as long. I don't know if he can deny it for that long. Nexus is going to drop the hatch. Plant's going to be going down. They have full control of Arsenal. They have control of Church. There's only one player left. It's Eagle. Plant's going to go down. Eagle's going to be stuck behind AK. He's going to be trying to find some picks. The 4v1 situation with Crossfire set up everywhere. Rax rotates around and gets the final pick, and that's going to be the round for the attackers.
Wow. I gotta say, that was something. That was definitely something, with both players being aware in that smoke, just trying to delay, because he knew that it was Mello in that tunnel, but still, Mello pushing through that smoke ended up picking him off anyways, and that's probably what got them the round.
Yeah, Mello having that pressure from dirt, as soon as you clear out a lot of the utility from dirt, having that pressure from dirt does a lot for the attacking team. It allows, if you're able to create as much of a distraction as you have, it allows for players to drop that church hatch, and that's what, or my apologies, the kitchen hatch, and that's what opened up a lot for the team there. Having Nexus drop that hatch, getting a quick pick, opened up everything for their team. And I don't know where IQ came down. I believe IQ rotated down main stairs, and IQ rotating right into main hallway, taking out all the players playing in church. I mean, that duo of Rax and Mello on entry has done a lot for CS Team Waha, and I really am liking the way they play, but I got to give credit. I mean, Eagle Eye tried as much as he could to retake that site, but there wasn't much that he could have done. We are moving to halftime, so we're going to be seeing CS Team Waha playing on defense, and it's a 5-1 split. Team Heat, the one round they did won, was a flawless victory, but they haven't been very fruitful on defense so far. A lot of their strategies haven't worked, and I'm curious to see how they're able to play against the defensive Team Waha, because I don't believe we got to see a lot of Waha on defense, but from what we did see, they were very aggressive. And as I'm saying that, they're going to be having the Jaeger roaming downstairs. Looks like they're going to be having the Mute also roaming downstairs, trying to prevent some of that intel from coming in. And yeah, they're going to be having the Mute rotating and playing down. They're going to be having the Jaeger playing downstairs, and they're playing a very strong roam game. And as I say that, Jaeger is able to get the first kill. Mello, that Zofia main, and he's able to get a second kill. That's
Wow.
That's a hard creature and Scrapper off the board.
Holy, wow! When you said aggressive, I didn't think you meant this aggressive. This is going so heavily in the favor of CS right now. Wow, this is. I haven't seen a game go like this in a very, very long time. Most times when you're seeing defensive, you're seeing more anchoring kind of play style. Or if you're going to see aggression, you're not going to see aggression this much from all these players. Roxana on that dock pick, definitely helping out his team, because when you play aggressive, you end up with a lot of low HP from runouts and just from people tagging you up. So that dock pick definitely helping out the team. Last one's Cypher, just coming outside the garage. Looks like Mello's kind of aware of that.
Yeah, he can hear him, and those pre-fires are really going to play in the detriment of the attack.
He's aware of his position.
He's gonna try and get the pre-fire in, but no skill. Running out that blue window, and that's going to be it for them. Oh, it looks like they had a looks like they had a 2-man run out there. But yeah, it's gonna be round point, and exactly. I mean, when I had said before that Mwaha was aggressive on defense, I didn't mean that they were going to be that aggressive. But Mello getting both the hard breachers off the board and your primary, or one of your primary entry fraggers with Scrapper off the board. You have to leave it all on the secondary support and the flank watch to win out the round, but with how they're playing right now, there's not much they can do against that.
Yeah, that was a very, very well executed from CS there. Team Heat, my team, the one that I voted on, is playing very, very well, but you know, it is what it is. You know, some teams are better than the other. I'm very sure that there's many teams in this tournament that Team Heat could be. They've made it this far already, but just is looking really good for CS the way that they have been playing, and I feel like they're going to go a lot farther in this tournament.
Yeah, Team Waha, I'd say, is one of the strongest teams that we have, because of their really aggressive play style. and the way that they're able to be flexible. We got to see them attack CC Cash once, and they weren't going for those early picks. They opted to go maybe a little bit more passive, and their passive play style still was fruitful there. I mean, they still won that round.
5 seconds to insertion.
Team Heat, yes, they are a very strong team, but Team Waha has been countering everything. Their play calls have been almost perfect. Their intel gathering has been almost perfect. And we got to see last time them playing really aggressive, having Mello on the Jaeger. They won them the round. They got 3 of the most critical picks off almost right from the beginning. Both of your hard breachers, your main entry fragger, and at that point, there's nothing you can do. It really is.
Oh.
It really is for the defenders to lose.
Scrapper not noticing him, and he's gonna get down. How did Scrapper not see his feet? Just him prone there on the stairs. But yeah, Scrapper's gonna get down. Doesn't look like he's gonna get picked off and is gonna be revived. But still, that's one of your best players there. That's gonna be down to 20 HP, one shot.
Yeah, that is one of your primary players going to be put down to one shot. And Scrapper getting taken out, I mean, he got taken out early last time, and it really was the detriment of the attack. I'm really looking right now to see what the attack is trying to do. It looks like they're being delayed quite a bit. They get that kitchen hatch open, but they still have to deal with all the roamers upstairs, and those roamers upstairs have been disrupting the attack quite a bit, and they aren't opting to clear them out, so they can't go for any solid site execute without dealing with them. And if they do drop down, if the attack does push into site, they have those quick rotates down from Moto Hatch, but I'm right now trying to see what the attack's trying to do, and I think the attack is even confused what they're trying to do. They're trying to get a pick off the players playing in games, but they aren't able to get it.
Wow. 5v5 this late into the round is something that is very different. I'm pretty sure we saw it one round, but that was the round where it was still a 4v5 just due to Cypher lagging out and stuff.
So we are going to be seeing a C4 pick that's going to be from Mello, their entry fragger. Nexus able to get a quick trade off. Rax, the player playing upstairs, they never cleared out that roamer, so he's able to do some damage. It's going to be a 4v3 situation. You have 2 of the players playing in dirt and 1 playing on kitchen hatch. But with that smoke, they're going to be denied that push from dirt. And DZ is going to be spending a lot of time wondering where the roamer is, but there is no roamer playing upstairs. But because he doesn't know the location, he's going to be very weary of a push. He's going to be trying to get some roaming or some roam clearing. Cypher's going to rotate in to help, but he's going to be taken out from below by Mello. Mello's second kill of the round, coming up big for his team. Mello with the triple.
Wow.
It's going to be all on to Chaser. Chaser in a gunfight. He's able to take out Mello. It's going to be a 2v1. And that is going to be game. Triple finishing it up, taking Chaser off the board. And that is Mello with the game.
Well, that was one good pick there. I'm not sure. I think the Vigil was able to pick up the Habana. The Habana is the only operator in the entire game that can get all 3 hatches in this map. Well, all 3 critical hatches that you need. But, yeah, good pick by him. Good round. Good game. Mello coming out with the 15 kills. Wow. Gotta say, talk about some entry fragger.
Yeah, and I had said Mello's probably one of the most talented fraggers we have in the tournament overall. And that's not to discredit Rax and the rest of his team, and Rax, No Skill, all those guys. They have such a very complete team, and all the players there do know their roles. But Mello, I mean, he even opted to go for the mute that time, not the Jaeger, not the Vigil, and still came up with picks. That's something I really liked about Team Waha. Is Team Waha is a very flexible team. As I mentioned before, they don't typically play the same roles on defense. They'll really mix up their roles based on the site, and they play well with it. I really like the way that they play, and I think that CS Team Waha is showing up as being one of the stronger teams that we have overall in the tournament. And with them winning there, I believe they're going to be going on to playing Team Mischief. Because Kira Esports because of some outside extenuating circumstances, was not able to play Mischief. They did play in the major yesterday. They were not able to get the win against Union, but sad to see. But they've had a little bit going on. It's understandable. But we're going to be seeing CS Team Waha and Mischief, and Mischief, we saw one game with them, but they're a powerful team as well. They're a force to be reckoned with. I'd say the winner of the Team Waha Mischief game is more likely than not going to be the team that is going to take the tournament as a whole. We do have some stronger teams in the B division. Tilt Esports being one of them, Team Peaked being a very, very strong team. And Team Syndicate is also a very, very, very strong team. But I think that moving forward, it is going to be. I think moving forward, I mean, the winner of the CS Maha Mischief game is going to be a very strong contender for the winner of the tournament as a whole.
Yeah, that definitely seems like it. This being my first time casting, so I don't know too much background knowledge on the team, but I'm definitely going to go over VODs and stuff and just look at the way that a lot of them are playing and figure out how and who my predictions are and who's going to play differently. So, yeah, but definitely after watching that, I feel like Moha is going to go very, very far.
Absolutely. And I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Fish for being one of our casters for today. His first time cast, and very well done job for you, Fish. I want to give a big shout out to James of our production crew. He's been doing it all lately. And I want to thank all of our viewers. I hope you guys enjoyed the match. It was a very good one at that. Team Waha absolutely demolishing Team Heat with a 7-1 victory line. And crazy shout out to Melo's performance there, 15-3, 5.0 KD, coming up real big for his team every single round. Thank you for joining in today. I don't know, Fish, if you have any closing thoughts that you'd want to mention.
No, I hope to be here more. Thank you to anybody who watched Show the Sport. Again, it's very small leagues to just try and, help us out there. Just all your viewers matter and stuff. So, yeah, thank you to anybody who showed up.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us today. Love y'all. Tune in tomorrow at, I believe, the same time. I'm not quite sure what teams are playing. Or my apologies. We will be playing tomorrow at 8 p.m. I will be casting. Not quite sure who the other caster will be, but we will see when the time comes. Again, thank you everybody for joining us, and have a great night or morning no matter where you're at.
I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the Tahoe closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so fell so fast from heaven. It's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I forgive the pain you gave to me so long ago. Sleepless nights I laid awake just begging to let go. I almost got to suicidal thoughts, but you stepped in. An angel sent from heaven showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity?